All right. Hey, welcome back to these music discussion things that we've been doing. Today we got Brandon with us.
Brandon Rodriguez.
We've talked about
Shout out to Brandon.
we've talked about him a few times on the show, and
And
now
I'm finally here in person.
he's finally here.
I'm a real person.
Damn it! There goes a third of our views.
Damn.
I'll bring the views.
Onto our yeah, cool. Do that. We're on to our usual plugs, I guess. The radio show will be starting up
February?
soon. Stop shaking the table, dude. Stop
I'm
that.
nervous.
I just put your feet on the ground, man. All right. The show's gonna be starting up probably early February, depending on whenever I get the door codes for the radio booth. And
My show too.
yeah, he's got a thing. I don't know when that happens.
My show starts January. Well, actually, technically, I go back to school 28th, so it'll be in February. Thursday nights, 5 to 6. Come check us out. Nimia Radio. We play cool tunes and have cool discussions. So
What's the link for that?
it'll be Nimia. I'm sorry, no, that's not right. It's wbmbbiz.net. So come check it out.
You're gonna have to send me that, and then I'll just put it
Yeah.
in the description.
We can post that in the
Yeah,
description.
it'll be
Yeah,
over here.
we'll do that.
And as always, like our Facebook
I
page.
always want to do that. Like it's down here.
Yeah, I mean, I might just not put an annotation there just to piss you off. Just
Alright.
so you're like, yeah, it's
Well,
right
if
here.
anything, when I share this.
All right. So yeah, this week we're gonna be talking about Have Mercy's album that came out just at the back pace of 2014. Came out October 27th, A Place of Our Own.
It's around October, good month for music.
Yeah, that's also when Ace Ender's album
Yeah.
came out. It was like the same week, I think.
No, October 9th and October 27th.
It's also unrelated. It's Comic-Con, month of Comic-Con.
Dude, awesome month October.
Yeah, it was.
Hockey season starts in October.
so-
October's the best.
The thing about this album though is I at least didn't hear it until a few days ago before recording this. I don't know when did you hear of it?
I've heard of them at the Glamour Kills show that Brandon and I were at. It was a Glamour Kills Holiday Fest. Wonder Years, Man Overboard were
Webster
there.
Hall, New York City,
Yeah.
NYC.
But I did not go see them because I went to go see Porch, though.
Regrets?
I have all of them. I have all of the regrets.
Yeah, you'll know from a prior video at this point that
Not currently supporting.
some good things.
Some good things.
No.
No good things came out of this.
So some really shitty stuff happened involving Front Porch Step.
Not currently supporting that artist.
Yeah. So we did a video about it. You should check it out. I don't know. It's there.
It's been all over the news.
on the page.
I guess
It's been
this
all- it's been
recent
Alternative
news.
press.
all
Yeah,
over
yeah.
alt news and indie
Yeah.
shit. You know how we are.
But anyway, he I saw him instead of Have Mercy, and I do regret that. But last week, just about last week, I started listening to Have Mercy because Brandon suggests something. I usually just go for it. He is the music guy,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
I picked it up, and I went to YouTube, and just 2 years was the first song that I heard, and I instantly fell in love with the sound of the band. Brandon and I probably had a 20-minute conversation as soon as I started listening to them about who they sounded like, what they related to, and Ace Enders is featured on a song.
That's true.
We all know about my boner for Ace Enders.
It must have been like 3 or 4 days ago, I guess. Jimmy just sent me a YouTube link. Just like, listen to this band. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, it's already on the Indie Cred week that we have planned for the radio show. We've been throwing playlists like back and forth at each other,
Indie
like working on.
playlist.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, man.
like
Indie Cred Part 3.
like
God.
once a semester we've done like an indie rock kind of week or like alternative stuff, and we just call it Indie Cred because like no one knows what we're talking about half the fucking time because we listen to bands that people don't really listen to very often. So
Yeah.
there's that.
They don't get much radio play,
Yeah, so
if at all.
we have a
Pretty
playlist
sure
going.
anything with guitars just doesn't get radio play.
Unless you listen to our radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah. which isn't real radio because we don't have a license. Hey.
You guys don't have a license?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how indie our radio show is.
Our school sold it.
Yeah,
like,
you guys.
They sold
we'll
their
talk about that
license
later.
like 15 years ago, way before my
You don't
time.
need a license.
Yeah. And yeah, Radio Club is just, we're basically thought of as scumbags in my school. It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Well, that's good.
Everyone hates us for no reason.
Nice.
I guess they're supposed to hate us? I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know. Don't look at me. I just want to do a radio show and play good music and hang out with people.
Fair enough.
Yeah, see?
Fair enough. Radio
All right,
confessions.
That's what we're
so,
doing now.
yeah.
Oh, wait, what about me? My Have Mercy experience.
Well, what's your Have
Yeah.
Mercy experience? How did you find out about Have Mercy? We find out everything from you. How do you find out about good shit?
Jesus, I don't even know. Well, like I found out about them probably through alternative press. Honestly, that's where I find out about a lot of these bands. Or I just see
Tumblr,
or no, not even Tumblr, like a Facebook or something. Like I'll see the label like Top Shelf. Like when they sign new bands, they always announce it. I think that's how I saw it. I think they signed them. And they were like a little emo band out of like nowhere that had an EP to their name. They got signed to Top Shelf, and then I don't know if they were. I guess they got a better deal from Hopeless, or they only had like a 1 year, a one record rather contract with Top Shelf. They moved over to Hopeless, so I found out about them through Top Shelf, and I was kind of like a fan of the album, and then I was anticipating the second album when I heard that they had signed to Hopeless and were putting out a follow up. So yeah, and then when I heard it, I was impressed by what I heard.
Yeah, no, it was definitely really good. I pretty much immediately fell in love with the band. Jimmy sent me, I think, 2 years first.
I accidentally sent you 2
He
years.
sent me 2 years by accident. He's like, wait, no, this one first, and it was
Would it have mattered if he sent you 2 years first?
I don't know.
Do you
Probably
think
not.
it would have?
Probably
Okay.
not. But like he hooked me.
Okay.
He hooked me in with the Ascenders
Alright.
on the Police.
I mean, it is important sometimes to show people
It's
a
like
song by a band first if you're trying to really get them hooked.
Yeah.
Because like you want to show them the right song, Because sometimes they end up discovering the wrong song.
Oh,
like,
he
that's not
showed
exactly.
me the right one. I'll say that
Yeah.
much.
Both of those are very acceptable.
They're both really good. Like he probably could have shown me any of these songs. I would have been like, all right, I can get into this. But I think like it
I
was
figured
because
the
I got-
relatability of
Yeah.
Ascenders and just having a common ground to fall on there. It was a sneaky feature. It was
Yeah.
definitely a sneaky feature.
I was
I
told
try not to
about
ruin
it,
it.
so I didn't.
Yeah.
As I told you about it, I tried to ruin it.
I was told strip. Yeah, Ascenders is on the song. I was like, all right, cool.
I said Arthur Enders.
yeah.
Throw it.
So that is his real name. So yeah, talk about Glamour Kills and like what it was like seeing them. I guess.
Well, I saw they were on the bill, so
All right.
that was
Which room were they in again? They were upstairs, Grand Ballroom.
The Grand Ballroom, yeah. They were the first band that opened the Grand Ballroom, so that was pretty big for them. They were talking about that during their set.
Yeah, that was like the main stage of any festival.
Yeah,
the Grand
that
Ballroom.
was like Wonder Years, Man Overboard, State Champs were all
State
on
champs
there.
are all on there.
So they were really kind of happy about being there, opening up, and they were really modest guys, and they were just like thanks, we never thought anyone would care about the band, that kind of whole spiel. How they're like they started out kind of just putting out the EP, thinking nothing of it, and that whole fairy tale, long story short deal where they get the contract or whatever. But in terms of their set, it was really good. They played mostly off the new LP. They played a few songs off the first album. He sounds great, the lead singer. I can't remember his name right now. But, he had the same kind of gruff quality in his voice when he shouted. Like exactly
It's a very raw
akin
voice.
to the... Yeah, really raw, kind of gruff. We were talking about comparisons. We drew a lot of comparisons to... Andy Hull from Manchester Orchestra and Andy Simmons, I believe his name is, from BNC, Balance and Composure. So
I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
Yeah, Andy Simmons, I believe his name.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah,
Definitely. I definitely know his last name is Simmons.
Yeah. So like they're
Jimmy was telling me Nate from All Get Out too.
Yeah, because I remember because I brought it up
It
to
wasn't
him.
so much vocals. It was more
More delivery. It's more
Yeah.
delivery. More
it's
delivery.
the music
and-
style, the emotion
Yeah,
behind
because
it.
they
feel like All Get
do
Out.
that blend of like that indie rock sort of with like that emo sensibility with like that lyrical those lyrical ilk, if you will, of
Yeah.
that sort of deal. As I know, this album in particular, "Place of Our Own," is entirely a breakup album, as you can tell from most of the songs
Oh,
are centered around
Yeah.
one individual that he had dated. So,
It's John Simmons.
yeah, John Simmons. Okay,
John
there you go.
Simmons.
John Simmons, not Andy Simmons.
Look it up.
John Simmons. There you go.
All right.
But yeah, they were really good. They had a really good set. It was unfortunately kind of short. I think they played at most 5 or 6 songs, and that was about it. But it was short and sweet. They had a good shout out to TLC for you wrestling fans out there. They had a shout out to TLC. But yeah, they seemed like they were cool, modest guys, and they played. They were good musicians. And
From everything you've described, they just feel like real people. They don't really think they're famous yet.
No, I think most of these guys in the scene are pretty.
Yeah, the scene in general, they just don't think they're famous.
Yeah, most of them just kind of know that they're just like guys in bands. They're not anything. They're not bigger than who they are.
Yeah.
So.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's always great when people are just like, I'm just kind of doing this because I like it. It's like, it's also like weird for some people to think they're famous. There's definitely like a lot of musicians out there that are just like. When I really think about it, it's fucking weird. Like, I was just reading this thing with Anthony Green the other day, and he was saying, like, he was out with his 4-year-old son, and someone, like, stopped him on the street. He's like, oh, hey, can I take a picture? He's like, yeah, sure. And, like, it says something like, hey, just give me a second. I'm just going to take a picture of this person. And, like, Alfred takes this picture. Son's like, Dad, let's get out of here. You don't even know that person. And he's like, you know what? That's right. It's fucking weird.
That's pretty funny.
So it's just like, even, like, things like that where it's just, like, you just kind of realize it's like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
Like,
and all of these people, they're so open to it, too. Like, random fans approach them. At the same Glamour Kills show, I hugged the guitarist from Seaway. I'm probably never going to see that human being again, and I've never seen him up until that point, but him and I hugged. I guess that's cool.
Wasn't he, like, super drunk, too?
He was pretty drunk.
He probably doesn't remember it either.
No, I don't think he would remember.
If you're watching this video, you were plastered.
You were plastered, but you found me that 7-inch, so thank you. Found me a 7-inch vinyl.
Which we showed off in Jimmy's vinyl video.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He dug that out of a bin.
Check that out as well.
In his drunken state.
We also pretty much had that same story, except for, I don't know if you talked about the hug.
No. So, added story there. But also on the Place of Vinyl, we just got back from the record store where Dave and I found the vinyls.
I found it.
Well, Brandon found it, but I went and got a second one so Dave and I could both get it. I'm blocking your face.
Show the gatefold.
And it is a gatefold. I'm going to block all of our faces.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gotta make sure it's in frame.
It's got that nice like picture too.
Yeah, the
There's
picture is pretty damn cool.
It's just black vinyl.
It is a black vinyl, so we're not going to go through the motions of pulling it out.
Brandon was the only person who had a cool vinyl this time around. I opened up all mine. They were all black. Jimmy opened up all his. They were just all standard black.
I got a pink one.
He did get a pink one.
Hot pink.
So maybe if Brandon's nice enough, he'll show off some of his favorite vinyl splatters.
God, we would have to take this to my apartment because that's where my records are, and I would literally need help to go through all my records to remember which ones.
We got
you. I even had actually most of them are check out my Instagram for those of you that.
There you go. Oh, I actually plugged your Instagram in a video before. I just don't know what name it's under. I think it's Avablink.
I think it's Blink Boy 94.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Because I'm like an unabashed Blink-182 fan for those of you that didn't get the reference. But yeah, check out my Instagram at Blink-Boy94.
When did we go see Blink-182 together? That was fucking
That was
years
when
ago.
My Chemical Romance opened for them.
Yeah,
right?
that
was the first and only time I ever saw My Chemical Romance.
So that would have been like 2010.
It was high school.
No, it was high school. It was I was friends with you in junior year, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
2010. 13.
It had to.
Oh, not 13. No, it had to be
2010.
11 or 12 at least.
2011. His 11th grade was junior year.
Call him 2010, man.
2011. Tell him call it 2011. I've seen them twice, but going to.
Fucking while. I don't remember.
But anyway, just if you guys are interested in, you like looking at cool vinyls and shit, check out my Instagram, Blink-184. I spend too much money on vinyls, and I'm just updating almost every day.
He also has cassettes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm also a cassette fan. So yeah, if you guys are into that sort of shit, check out my Instagram.
Super indie credit right there, man.
Super indie
Yeah.
credit. He puts us to shame. He lives in New York.
Yeah.
I guess if
Do you
Queens
live in
counts.
Yes.
Oh, if only you lived in like a fucking like hipster part of Brooklyn.
If I lived in like in Williamsburg or something,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, or like Greenpoint. That's like those are like
one of these days
big
you're gonna
hipster
lose
places.
Brent to Portland.
Yeah. Oh god, I was like joking with my girlfriend. I was like saying like I would like live. I would totally live in Portland. Like I wouldn't even mind it because like I'm a huge fan of Portlandia. But anyway,
all right.
to Have Mercy.
I think we all have a universal favorite song on this album, and
universal, worldwide.
Yes, everybody's favorite song must be this, or else they're fucking liars.
I mean,
at least between the three of us,
between the three of us, it was
The Place You Love really stuck out for all of us.
And you were telling me that had a
yeah, there was a time in my life where parts of that song actually kind of like I brought back some memories. I'm like, shit, I was that person.
It's the beauty of music, man.
Basically, in the song, it's pretty much it's kind of about non-reciprocated love, but it's on the part of the girlfriend, where in my story it's on my part, because I'd said before that I'd gone through like a really bad time in my life and I was just not in a good place of mind, and the person I was dating at the time, I was just pretty much shitty too. So like the two ones that really kind of like caught my attention were You Call Me Darling but You Don't Mean It Yet. So like I would kind of just like say things but not necessarily mean them. So I would like say like nice things but like inside I was dead. I don't know, as sad as that is to say. It was weird. Yeah, it was fucking dark. And the other one was I Was Looking and You Had Dead Eyes, and same thing, like just like fucking, I was just a fucking shell of who I was. So basically, like, I heard those two lines, and I was just like those like really hit me. And like when I realized that, I kind of like choked up a little bit. It was weird for me.
Yeah, it was the entire album, like Brandon was saying, it is about a breakup, and the three of us here have all been through breakups and shitty relationships. Whether they be with a girlfriend or with friends, just friendships.
Or with yourself.
Or with yourself.
The internal battles.
Yeah. That is a literary device, man versus man.
There you go.
Or man versus self. Man versus self.
What I found interesting about this album is stylistically it's pretty cool because it sits kind of... It doesn't really play into a lot of what I would call like cliches of the genre, which of emo, it tends to be like that loud quietness, which kind of tends to plague most of the bands. But they do kind of utilize that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic. So, but they kind of do it in a cool way. They don't really typically use the sort of guitar tones that most of these bands would utilize, and they kind of have sort of this more towards like the indie rock side. It's not so much the kind of like these chords that were kind of utilized by like pop punk bands and stuff like that. It's more like has like that really kind of heavier kind of like guitar tone to it, and then the vocals tend to not be so like whiny, I guess, because I know Dave, you have a problem with some of the emo bands that have like these whiny singers. And he tends to have a very gruff, cool voice.
It's cool.
So,
it feels mature, and it almost makes his pain more believable because he's not whiny.
Yeah.
A lot of times with those whiny vocals, and I am a big proponent of pop punk for all of those who know me. Even I can say that when it comes to those whiny vocals, it makes it so hard to believe that these people are actually in any form of pain, or if they're just complaining for the sake of complaining.
They're just 12 years old.
Right. Like the difference between having a mature breakup and my middle school boyfriend held hands with another girl.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just not so much of like it makes it less believable. I just can't stand that voice.
The sound.
I just can't stand the sound of it. So like, I just always just like, just kind of lose my interest in it. I'm just like, I don't like that at all. That's why I don't listen to a lot of pop punk. That's why a lot of emo is kind of like off-putting for me. Even some Old Grey songs, which I know you're really into. Like,
yeah, Old Grey are more in line with the screamo. It's more in line with
even there. It's like a little difficult.
Yeah.
And the first time I listened to Lotspeed, who I love that band. first time I listened to them, I almost like turned off the fucking song because it was just him kind of like
doing the spoken word thing.
It was him kind of doing like the spoken word thing. And he's got like a really like weird voice when he does it.
Yeah.
So I was like not into it. When I heard him scream, I'm like, oh, I'm cool with this. This is fine. We're good.
Yeah, and then there's other bands, to give an example of the emo whininess is The World is a Beautiful Place and I'm No Longer Afraid to Die. That is they're a little whiny, but their lyrics are just as emotionally powerful. It's a similar sounding band, just different vocals. I honestly put them in the same category of genres.
And
they're both on top shelf.
Don't like them because of their voice, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just an asshole.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
We all loved The Place You Love. I had a very nice connection to the song Pawn Takes Rook.
Yeah.
The song itself is slower paced. There's no like upbeatness to it. It almost drags itself through. But about halfway through the song, he's repeating similar lyrics, but just screaming them at you now, or shouting them in his gruff coolness, as Brandon put it. And it just kind of took me aback, and so that one was definitely a standout for me.
For me, I'd have to say Spacecrafts was a good second one. I don't know. I just like it. I just kind of like lyrically, it was kind of like nice and like almost like sort of sweet. And like one of the lines was, I think I caught what you caught. What was it? Let me look at it.
Yeah.
It was like, I just really liked pretty much the first line of it was something. Where is it? I don't know, man. I think I caught what you caught, a general fear and a thought. I would never live this again. I was never more than a friend. Like, that kind of thing was pretty cool. And I just like the line, I wish I knew everyone as well as you knew me. Like, I don't know, that line just like, he says it a couple times in the song, and I was just like, and one of the times he's like literally just like shouting it. And it's like, that's like an interesting thought, like knowing everyone as well as like your like closest friend or like ex-girlfriend or whatever knows you. So it's just like, if you knew like everyone's like everything good and everything bad about everyone, like how would you treat them, sort of deal.
Yeah, there's some people that we hold contempt for and some people that we hold in high regard that we don't exactly know everything about. It's a powerful thought to have, knowing everything about somebody. I didn't actually quite catch that on the album.
Yeah.
What are you, Bren?
Second song?
Yeah.
2 Years was definitely one that kind of drew me in sonically for sure. Lyrically, it's a good song. It's pretty much like a cool little. It's pretty depressing.
It's very depressing.
It's very
The whole
depressing.
album is pretty depressing.
Yeah.
Not quite as depressing as Aaron
It's almost like an initial like.
I don't know. I put them in similar boats when it comes to the feelsiness. Brandon, you haven't listened to Aaron West yet all the way through.
The Aaron West album is definitely heavier content.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, but 2 years is interesting because it's almost like he's coming out of the 2-year relationship, I think, and then it's almost like he comes to a realization that like he lost his friends and he lost like a life that he had outside of the relationship because all of his time was focused in the relationship, and then he's kind of coming out of it and realizing like, God, like, I miss a lot of what I didn't have in that relationship, which is, I guess, maybe he wasn't able to see his friends much, or, and he's kind of just talking about how he's kind of just, it's almost like a cathartic kind of song because it kind of just opens the album after the opener, kind of just comes as the first like full length song. So it's a pretty cool song to kind of get into the swing of the album.
Now, you say first full-length song. You actually had a problem with the first song on the album, right?
Yeah, the first song, the lyrics were a little iffy, and it's kind of
to convey. It's only a minute and a half long.
It kind of comes with this genre. It's unfortunately with a lot of these kind of bands, they tend to run the gambit of being misogynistic, and I don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around. No pun intended. Trying to wrap my head around these lyrics because it kind of talks about wrapping hands around people's throats, and he's kind of going off saying if he ever gets his hands on this person. Jimmy, I know you said it might speak metaphorically, but I'm not so sure.
I do see it as a metaphor, as somebody struggling with their demons. Demons choking them, holding them back, and if I ever get my hands on you, if I ever get a hold of my demons, and I can function as a human being, that's what I think that what he's going for. But that's also the beauty of music, is that you and I have similar tastes, but we're hearing two completely different things.
Right. Yeah. And it's but you sometimes just got to read into it. It's good to know the lyrics.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes just like with it could be just like a front porch step thing where all of a sudden the guy comes out to be a total tool, and you don't really want to support things like that. So you got to be careful where you put your money. But that's just my opinion. That's how I'm reading into the song, and I know a lot of these bands sometimes kind of convey these sort of things because obviously
it is definitely
they're angry and they they got things to say about their girlfriend, and sometimes they're not so nice, and sometimes they kind of run the gamut of being violent and somewhat misogynistic, and it's a pretty much a male dominated genre, so it tends to be a little scary sometimes when you hear some of these lyrics. I mean, look at some Census Fails lyrics; those are sometimes kind of scary. Those are pretty scary sometimes. So just be careful out there, kids, and what you're supporting. So
that is not something we condone, but it is also something that is up for conversation. I wouldn't say debate. It is definitely something that that is up for conversation as to what they meant, what other bands mean. Some people are very blatant about it, though. But all in all, I think top to bottom, Brandon says skip the first song, and then top to bottom
plays out like any lyrically it plays out like any other emo album, like lyrically, but I think sonically it does a good job of like just depicting that really raw, just kind of initial feeling after coming out of a relationship that was not so great.
I feel like the album is very mature. It doesn't feel like a high school breakup. It feels like this is somebody that he wanted to spend his life with.
Yeah, I think it's something that it definitely came straight. It was just like the stream of consciousness sort of thing. Because I know when I was reading an interview about him, he almost like he didn't even realize some of the stuff. He was just kind of like the emotion he was spewing into his delivery of the vocals. He just kind of was like taken aback by when he was listening to the recordings of it. So yeah, it was definitely like just a complete stream of consciousness and how he was feeling. So I think it's a cool album for the genre and for the band. So yeah, definitely
check it out. Pick it up if you can. It's on what was it on Amazon Music?
It was on Amazon. I bought the album on Amazon, just a digital download for $5 earlier today. But this is
it was like 20 on vinyl.
Yeah,
probably 10.
It was $19 on vinyl when we went to the record store today. But yeah, to date this, it's January 8th, and at this day, it was $5 on Amazon. So that's how I have this. But then we went to Vintage Vinyl, which is a great record store.
Shout out to Vintage Vinyl.
Great record store.
They have a YouTube page. Go like it. Go subscribe to it.
Yeah, go
they have
do
a
that.
YouTube page?
Yeah, they post some of their
their shows. Yeah.
I gotta see if the Circle one's on there.
Yeah, if you're in the
Aaron
area,
West is.
Fords, New Jersey, check it out. Awesome record store.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do a joke rating for this one because of how heavy and serious the album is.
Joke rating.
Yeah.
I mean, we did joke ratings.
we do a couple joke ratings.
This just proves that you don't watch our shit.
I guess I didn't watch the band review ones.
I think the only ones that we actually gave ratings to were ones that either aren't out. There's one that we just said it's good to go listen to. There's one that we gave a joke rating to, and there's one that isn't out yet. So, yeah. So I don't know. It's a solid album.
It gets an early November out of 10, even though it came out late October.
Yeah,
Gets
technically that is early for November.
Yeah, it would be very early November.
So early, it's not even November.
On that note. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. the Facebook page is down in the description. Go like that. It's got
Check out
others.
my radio show
other
and
stuff.
my Instagram.
I'll do a thing.
We'll try and link
I'll
to those things.
Post those in the description. Facebook should be in the description. Thanks for watching.
See it.